Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina. Tina, how are you doing today?
I am on location in Atlanta, Georgia.
On location, coming to you
I'm on
live.
location coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia.
What are
So
you
this
doing
is
in
the thing. My
Atlanta?
son's birthday's tomorrow, so I came down here to spend his birthday. One of my girlfriend's birthday was on Monday, so she's having a big get together on Saturday. So I said, okay, well, I'll drive down there Wednesday. I said, well, wait, I have the show Wednesday. And for those of you who know traffic in Atlanta, know that you have to really precisely get here at the right time, so it doesn't take you 2.5 hours for 20 minutes. So I was like, okay, I got to leave on Tuesday and then leave the next Tuesday.
So you're there for a week,
I'm here for a week.
but you've scheduled a couple of book signings.
I have 2 book signings down here this week. I get to hang out with my girlfriend.
Yay.
I get to have, dinner with my son who turns 27.
Welcome to the
What?
club. It's weird to have 27-year-old children. Like that to me,
I
like
said,
they're
"How old are
finally
you?" He goes,
adults,
I'll be
right? They're no longer kids.
I said, how old are you going to be? 25, 24? He goes, 27. And I was like,
27, Mom.
what? Wait, how are you 27? That means that I'm.
Yeah. And all of a sudden her voice, did you hear her voice? She's like,
But I'm so excited because we have some awesome people in the house today.
we
One of my
do.
favorite people in the world, Miss Badass herself, Julie Burke, is in the house.
Whoop, whoop. Hello. Hi, ladies.
Hi,
Thank you so much
Julie.
for having me on again. I just love hanging with you guys.
I adore you. A couple weeks ago, she says, hey, do you guys have a logo? And I said, a logo for what? And she goes, the Angel and Tina Morning Show. I want to say that I'm featured on the Angel and Tina Morning Show on my website.
Yeah, we're redoing my website. So we're doing all the as seen on. And I'm like, I need a logo. Like now, stat.
Oh, we're going to be like a logo like Fox and
Right. And we actually have
Nice.
some like we're supposed to be choosing from, but we haven't actually chose one.
yeah, so I gave her like our old like little banner thing, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Angel, I think we need a logo because
Yes.
people are going to ask,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I get a logo, do you mind if I get a logo from you so I can put it on my website? I'm like, ooh, you're making it big when people start asking, can I put my logo on my website? So then that way I can say as seen on the Angel and Tina Morning Show.
A logo today on a website, a tattoo on somebody's thigh later on, right?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's your next tattoo. The Angel and Tina Morning Show right there.
Right there. Well, Julie, it is fabulous. And we were having some really fun conversation before we went live, and we're going to talk about something new. We might be creating something fresh and new right here on the spot, and people will get to be on the insider of that if we can talk Julie into doing that. And then, okay. I said it. Oh, shoot.
It's okay. Chaitali, Desai. It looks more
Chaitali.
scary than it is.
It is. And I had it in my head, but then I read it and I'm like,
Right?
oh, shoot, don't do that. Don't read it, Angel. Just say it. But I'd already read it. Chaitali.
Yeah.
Is that how we say it? Chaitali?
Yep. Just a little faster.
Chaitali.
It's
It's like
Sally.
Italiano.
Well, welcome. You're coming to us from Long Island, New York. Right?
Yes, I am. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for having me on this morning. I'm so excited.
I was so excited. I met her through another rock star, Kimberly Olsen. It's so fun how you can meet so many different people virtually nowadays. I met Julie through Taylor Thompson, and then her and I just became like the great friends. And she just has this like badass attitude that I just simply adore. But
Thank
what
you.
we were talking about in the green room is Julie has, she has like, badass is going to be spoken a lot today. So if you don't like badass, then delete or mute, whatever. But Julie has I have this hair. Julie has this badass body, right? And she's like, oh my God, I gained weight.
Oh man, that's a title. Badass body. I like it.
Yeah, cute.
Draw a badass body.
I gotta say, thank you, Tina Torres.
Okay,
I will.
so for many of us, and I don't want to put you in this box if you're not over 40 because you do look amazing. Are you over 40? You are. Okay.
I'll be 44 this year.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm like,
What month? When? When's your
November.
birthday? November. Awesome.
When are
Okay.
you?
Julie, you're turning
July.
44.
July 11th. 7/11/77, baby.
Oh, November 21, 77. But anyways.
Tina is over 44, yes.
No,
No?
39.
Okay. Well, all right. So for
I
women,
just turned 40.
something shifts in our metabolism. I came from a long line of very petite women who, though after 40, were no longer very petite women. Like this was my history. And so I, tried to go proactive and working out and eating clean and all of that. But then, of course, I started traveling as a speaker, and that just threw my whole routine because I didn't have a routine anymore. And I caught what I call the speaker 15, right? The first year that I started traveling as a speaker. And then of course, then you go into the pandemic and then you add the COVID-19 onto the speaker 15. And what you have is a hot mess. And so I'm getting ready I've been invited to speak in person into a live event. And I know I can't make a big change because it's like in a couple of days, but I'm like, I don't have anything to wear. I have been wearing yoga pants and sweatpants for a year now. And
last week when I went to San Antonio, I went to go pack and I was like, I probably should try on all this stuff before I get there, right? And so I put on this, I have a jean jacket that I wear when I travel, like on the airplane, because I can take it off easily and put it back on. And I went to go put it on and I was like, it would not even close over, the top half. And I said, what happened? Oh. You don't really button it up, but it stays like right here. No, mine was like right.
It's like a little, like
a shrug.
You remember like big guy in a tiny coat, big guy.
Off.
Like, Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy. I love that movie.
I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, I need to do something.
Well, so Julie has taken she is making good choices. I just want to say that she is totally making good choices. But you said a phrase that I just thought I've never heard of, a 12-day shred. So give us a little background about how you discovered where you were and why, and then we'll catch people up and we'll move forward from there.
Yeah. Okay. So I've always been into health and fitness, and I just find fitness is my outlet. So I don't have to find the energy to do fitness. I don't even think about it. I just do it.
And you do bar classes, and I know you do.
No, I don't do bar. I've never done bar.
I love bar.
Cycle bar.
Oh, cycle
so
bar.
I was big. Yes, I was big into cycling for a long time. And I actually hated spin class for a long time because, and this is the power of how much we could hold on to shit in our minds. So about, what was it, 12 years ago, I was working out at a club and I was in a spin class. And during the spin class, the lights were down. The man next to me was having a seizure and fell off his bike in the middle of class. It was very traumatic. There was a nurse in the class. He was on the floor, convulsating. It was just most of us were women in the class. We're all crying. And I never stepped foot into a spin class after that. So it wasn't until about 4 years ago that my girlfriend finally talked me into going to cycle bar. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. And it just brought back those memories. Anyways, I did it and I fell in love with it. It was the most therapeutic thing I've ever been through. I love the atmosphere. The lights are down, the energy of people, the coaches are kind of like life coaches. And it was just, it became my mecca. I just went all the time. Well, then COVID happened, then I was 3.5 years later, huge in the cycle bar, 4 years, and I can't go to cycle bar anymore. And it was taking away a huge piece of my heart. And so I fell into the 2020 slump of just all the mixed emotions. Lost my aunt unexpectedly last April, right when COVID started. Not to COVID, she had a stroke, but we couldn't go there and be with her. We couldn't see her. She passed away by herself in the hospital. So, I and then I got COVID in October.
That was the most depressing thing, like, because
It was
every
horrible.
time you would post something on Facebook, and I'm like, that poor girl, like her kids can't come in, her husband's like sliding food underneath the door.
Yes. So for 2 weeks, right. But they're bringing me, our whole family came to our aid because my husband had to take off work for those 2 weeks and take care of the family. And then Landon had COVID, my 6-year-old. So we both had COVID. He's trying to quarantine a 6-year-old. He's trying to take care of my other one. He's trying to take care of me. And you can't walk out of a room for 14 days. So I was sedentary and I put on literally 11 pounds, like that quickly, because I was eating stuff that I wasn't normally eating. So December 1st, one of my mentors, her name is Kim Constable. She's the Sculpted Vegan. She's amazing. She has a ton of different programs. She was mentoring in business, but I'm like, I need to do like one of her programs. So she came out with a 12-day shred. And I'm like, a 12-day shred in the month of December. And normally people are putting on weight. I need to get this weight off before the holidays come, even though we weren't doing anything for the holidays. And I said, I'm just done feeling like my yoga pants were tight.
And
it wasn't that I was big. It's just that it doesn't matter what size you are, when you gain weight, your stuff is tighter. You don't feel good. I felt frumpy and bloated and I just felt gross. And I got up and I said, I'm doing the 12-day shred. And I'm not a vegan, so I modified to what I actually did give up dairy and I still haven't eaten dairy that much. Like it helped me to really solidify very good habits. And I did start eating tofu and things like that, but I didn't do it straight vegan is what I'm trying to say. But she gives you modifications if you're not. So it was intense. I'm not going to lie. For the 12 days, I had to do 2.5 hour workouts a day. So it was a commitment. But
together or like
no.
half an hour?
It was 60 minutes. I would do first thing in the morning, like a cardio fast. So elliptical or walk on the treadmill. And this is before I had my Peloton. So I got my Peloton at the end of December, right? So it was 60 minutes on the elliptical, within your heart rate zone. It wasn't intense. It was moderate. So it was just like, I could still talk. So I literally would listen to podcasts or I would have conversations with friends. I'm like, oh my God, I don't really talk to my friends on the phone. I'm talking to my friend on a phone as I'm doing an elliptical.
You were exercising and talking.
Yeah. Yes. Because my heart rate needed to stay around the 125. It wasn't going up to the 165, which is my max, right? Like you have to know where your heart rate needs to be. Like she helps you figure all that out. So then I ate more, like healthier, but I ate more than I would normally eat. And then I would do a workout like around 4 or 5 o'clock, another cardio. And then it was the 30-minute strength training. And I said, anyone could do anything for 12 days. And then the best part is I got to eat a bagel before I went to bed, a white bagel. And the bagel, it was to help balance hormones. And it was also helping to refuel your body. Like, cause I was eating carbs, but I was eating like a lot of vegetables, no fruit, no dairy, no sugar, no alcohol for 12 days. So I lost 6 pounds and I lost like 12 inches. And then I just kept going. Like I literally kept going, but I did it my way, like last night I had a burrito, like I don't deprive myself. That's the thing. People think, oh my God, she has to be depriving herself. I don't. It's totally moderation. I will be very good 80% of the time and not good the other 20%. I don't drink during the week. I'll have like a cocktail on the weekend and listen to this. Like I haven't drank wine in a year. Okay. And I went to go try and drink it again at my sister's birthday 2 weeks ago. I went to go have a sip of wine and I was just, I had to spit it out. I had to spit it out. It was so sweet. There's so much sugar in wine. So literally my cocktail once in a while I have like a very dry champagne or my choice is Tito's and like a Spindrift.
Yeah, okay, the vodka sodas are very refreshing.
They're very refreshing. I haven't even had a margarita, Tina.
Huh.
No.
Spit my
Because she knows how I feel about my jalapeno margaritas. I
Yeah.
love my jalapeno margaritas. And so she knows how much I love my jalapeno
So you
margaritas.
haven't had a margarita since December 1st.
No, I haven't had a margarita. I haven't had a
Before
margarita.
that, because you were sick.
Yeah. I haven't had a margarita in like 6 months. I made one last summer.
What?
Yeah, I know.
She did
So
12-day shred.
So
And-
now, after a 12-day shred.
Yeah, so you're also doing some
Okay.
detox bomb that
Wait,
you have this recipe. And so
let me go back to the workout.
Yeah, you guys are going to need a pen and paper for the rest of the evening.
I'm going to create a guide. Tina wants me to create this guide about resetting and recharging your body, because that's
if you
literally what
create
it
this
did.
guide and you
Yeah,
are
if you want the guide, let us know.
let us know if you want this guide. Give Julie some love, because
Reset,
we-
recharge, and reinvent yourself. Your guide to better health and wealth.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is how I tie it in. Like, as entrepreneurs, we put ourselves last. And I'm like, hell no, yeah, that's my girl.
I just Googled it, and it shows up like on my phone as an ad on Facebook, like instantly. Like I didn't even look at it on Facebook, but
Oh my God, they must know that we're talking about her.
Right? Your speakers must be on.
yeah, because
Kinda
it's all
so-
on our stuff.
I'll show real quick. So I want to just explain my workouts right now. So this is when I started. I don't know if you guys could see, like,
Yeah.
Right there.
so
Yeah.
that's like when I started the program. Oh my God,
Okay,
that lighting.
still a badass, let me tell you.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I was thinking.
Right?
You
Like,
still look
I
amazing.
wish I looked like that. You know, you say, I wish I looked as
that
that.
was yesterday.
And look at that.
Damn, you look amazing.
So
Okay.
I remember,
So-
Julie, I went into my doctor because I gained all this weight, and she's
Yeah.
like, you look great. And when you're petite, right? I mean, I didn't have, I started very petite, and I was pretty fit, but I knew, like, all of a sudden I had an extra 15 to 20 pounds on top of me. I know this isn't great, but somebody else who's never seen you before, they're like, you look great, you look fine. Like you're
Right.
I'm like, but I know this isn't.
Because people were like, what's wrong with your before picture? I'm like, nothing. I'm just saying, I was like, you could be skinny fat. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying I was even fat. That's not what I'm saying. I felt for me that I needed to
And if
reset
you feel
my
like
whole
you're
body.
healthy and out of shape and depressed.
Yes, I felt gross.
Yeah.
I also was coming off depression. Like, I'm not going to lie, for those 8 weeks from October to December 1st, I was depressed. Just coming off of COVID and having no energy. And so I committed to doing the shred. I did the shred. Then I continued on, but I modified to what worked for me. I still followed somewhat of the eating plan, but then I started incorporating pizza. But you know what? Instead of deep dish pizza, I did thin crust spinach
crust.
pizza. Okay, so instead of a burrito with all this stuff in it, I don't get cheese. I don't do any of that. I just get I like make these modifications, like avocado. Like, I take off a lot of the tortilla, right? Or I'll skip the tortilla. I'll do like a burrito bowl, things like that. It's just, but I can still enjoy life. It's so funny because I can't even touch sour cream anymore. It like grosses me out. And I used to be the girl that would go and like lick it off a spoon. So it's crazy, like when you change how your body changes. I only do one workout session now, 60 minutes, and it's my Peloton or elliptical. The treadmill bores the crap out of me. Or now it's getting nice out, so I'll go out for a walk, my dog. So it's not as intense, but I will tell you, the main thing that women skip out on is the strength training, which is the most important, especially over 40, because the muscle, as you're building the muscle, it burns more of that fat and you're going to look more sleek. I don't step on a scale. I know what I lost, and I haven't stepped on the scale since. I lost, like, I went on to lose the 10 pounds, right? I got back to like my pre-pregnancy weight. and I'm good with that. Now I just go by like how my clothes feel, how they fit, how I feel. And it's funny because again, it's solidified good habits. If there's a chocolate cake in front of me, I won't touch the chocolate cake. I'd rather go grab like my peanut butter protein ball. Do you know what I'm saying? And I found things at the grocery store that I love. I love this keto bread. Like I swear to God, I just need to make a guide because like of my favorite soups, of my favorite breads.
Reinvent the things that you can do in just, okay, so it's been 90 days, right?
90 days yesterday, yes. And then my detox bomb. So the detox bomb is water, a cup of water. I heat it a little bit for like 30 seconds to like a minute. And I don't even measure this shit out anymore. I just kind of go like this. It's supposed to be a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon of blue agave syrup, lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, and cayenne pepper. And I love spice. You know, I love my spice girl. So it's spicy. And I drink it every morning, and it totally, like, I don't walk around saying I feel bloated anymore. I feel really, really freaking good. And that's what the addiction becomes, is like feeling good, not the sugar or the, you know, once in a while I have a bagel, you know, again, like I'm not depriving myself. The bagel before bed during the 12-day shred is what kept me going. Like
it's like a treat at the end of your day.
Yes.
Almost, right?
And then you're like, I got this. Well, first of all, I was like, okay, I could do anything for 12 days. This isn't bad. Like, I'll give you an example. It was wake up, do cardio, have a detox bomb. After my cardio, go make a protein shake. I found my favorite protein. I love the organic protein, the chocolate peanut butter.
Yes.
Oh my God. And the superfoods vanilla.
He needs to do
that. Okay. So I made my protein shake. Then I would go do my strength training for the 30 minutes. So I got all that done in the morning. And then after that, I'd have a fourth cup of oatmeal with another scoop of protein powder and cinnamon with crushed up almonds. I mean, this is not bad stuff, right? It's good. Then lunch would be, hers was like a tofu scramble with a slice of toast. I'd have an egg beater and egg scramble. I'd like mix the two with spinach and have toast. I mean, my plate was full. And then I'd have soup later, like around 3. I would do those Pacific soups. They're like boxed. There's like super greens, there's split pea, there's butternut squash. So like she had people making soup from scratch, like cauliflower and broccoli. And I'm like, no, the girl doesn't do that. So I would go and buy the box soups, and I just make sure the sodium level. Yeah, because like, I'm like, just as long as I'm like, my grams are close to her grams, I'm okay. So there was some figuring out I had to do in the beginning, but whatever, you know, people were like doing all these batch meals, and I'm like taking my box and putting it in the bowl. And I'm like, okay. Then I go work out again at like 4 or 5 o'clock. Then dinner was like salmon. Oh, after that workout, I got another protein shake. And then I would do salmon, chicken, asparagus, like just good. Basically, a lot of my meals were automated. A salad with tuna and chickpeas.
She even automates her meals.
I
Smart,
even
though, but for
automated
those
my
12
meals,
days,
not just my
that's,
business.
you get yourself in that routine and you're like, you're on it, right?
Well, and that's what you're saying. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, I just got to do this for 12 days. She gives me 2 menus. I mix and match my menus. And then I did a bagel before bed. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I actually became obsessed with my menus every single day. And I'm like,
what am I going to have today?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I was just telling my husband, I'm like, I think I want to do another 12-day shred. He's like, are you nuts? And I'm like, I loved it. And you lost 7 pounds. My husband lost 7 pounds because he was eating.
Did he do this 12-day shred too, or he was just sympathy weight?
No, he wasn't starving. He was eating a good dinner. Like,
well, I think that sometimes, Julie, and, you know, ladies, tell me if you agree, like when you go into something like hardcore, like full out 100%, like this is Kimberly Olsen, become obsessed, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. So every day, 12 days, like it's like when you've got a deadline, like, okay, 10 days left, 9 days left, and look and my clothes are already fitting different. Like you're seeing results. That's the thing. It's when we don't see results because we're going slow, right? And whether you're in business or health and wellness, like anything, if you go slow and you don't see results, you're going to become so depressed and
I
frustrated.
seen something yesterday. I think it was Stacy Hall who put on, she said, your business, you and your business are not Amazon Prime. You're not going to get it within 2 days. You know,
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. You know, building a business online, I preach this all the time, and I'm even changing some of my offers. I'm like doing a much longer offer because we're going to build out people's entire business, everything from the offer to the branding to the copywriting to the automation to the PR to the everything. I'm starting an agency, and it's going to be longer because you can't build that overnight. Like there's so many pieces to, and I know this now being in business online for as long as I've been online for, and I am a strategist. Like I am a true, like that is my zone of genius, where my team is the tech and the automation, the copywriting, all of that, right? So
you have a new name these days. What is your new name, Julie?
My new name, my business, my freedom designer?
No.
Income growth strategist.
Yeah. Income growth strategist.
Yeah. I'm a passive income expert. Everything I do is passive income. I am not a coach. I am a strategist. And I literally live and die by, if you cannot automate or delegate, you eliminate, period.
Oh, you're so much like Kimberly. That's what we've been busy teaching all our students, trying to get them to understand, like, one, it's going to take time once you come into this whole social media realm to build your business. And your mindset has to understand this is a marathon. It's no longer a sprint. That let's get rich overnight.
The problem is because you have to get all of these things in place. You're like, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And then you get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But
and the problem is they're hiring people over here. But what they don't understand is when you're building a funnel, there's so much like, oh my God, there's so much that goes into a funnel that you have to test and tweak. And there's the psychology of it. And then and then they go and build a funnel somewhere, but then they're going to find a Facebook ads person over here, where I'm bringing it all under one roof, all in one house, because the ads have to speak to the funnel, and the funnel has to speak to, like, that it has to flow, and you have to make sure that they're connected, because if they're not, and somebody gets lost in translation and there's a leaky funnel, like there's nothing worse. And you have to look
disjointed.
Like, yeah, you're like, is my ad not converting? Is it the copy? Is it the image? What's in the funnel? Where are they falling off? Is it the landing pages? Is it the tripwire? Like
the downsell, you know?
Yeah.
You have to have all the different options for people to understand, like, you have your ideal target, but then they're the people who can do more and want more. And then they're the people that have to slowly trickle into your funnel. So knowing all those different aspects, I think too, is one, confusing for new people when they come in. And then two, it's overwhelming for many because they don't understand that there's more than one person that they're trying to speak to.
Yeah.
And a lot of it too comes down to their mindset, really getting in there and focusing, like you being able to do that 12-day shred and then carrying on, like to have that in you to say, like, okay, now I'm going to do this. Like that mindset is amazing.
Yeah.
And to know that that's what you're going to need. I think it's not only in like your health situation, but also in like when it comes to business and getting through all like the obstacles or the hurdles that we face.
Right.
Especially like 2020, we all learned that pivot with COVID and how are we going to shift more and more online?
Well, I think it just becomes non-negotiable. Like I made my health number one, because from 2016 to 2019, when I was in like full on hustle mode, which I won't even say that word anymore, just because I don't think it's sexy. I believe that you have to have some grit but you also have to have some grace. Like I gave up myself and I didn't see my kids, and my husband's like, what is going on? Because I just was living in this office, creating more funnels. And then before you know it, I had like 90 funnels, and I'm like, I don't need 90 funnels. What the hell is going on? And I feel like I finally said enough. And then I'm like, you know what? I felt like crap. My self-care went out the window for a couple of years. And I said, I have to make me a non-negotiable. So then I feel good for my family and my kids. And I felt like I was just building my business. I wasn't really building the lifestyle. And that's when I dropped my brand, and I now am the freedom designer, because I really believe that I want to help entrepreneurs build the lifestyle, hence more automation and delegation. Build a lifestyle first, and then the business, what is your business going to look like? And then I help them with their business model that can match that, because yeah, there's a lot of lost entrepreneurs out there, and it's sad because then they either go broke because they don't know what, they don't know what they don't know, right? Or they go unhealthy. So,
and then by the time they're just about to have that success, their body is just like, I'm tapped out. Yeah. And that's happened. You hear those stories so often. So it's such a balance. And I like how you put yourself as the non-negotiable. So often we put ourselves like on that back burner and like, okay, I'm going to get to my own care. But if you're healthy, then you can take that spirit into everything you do,
Yeah. And then I inspire those around me to get healthy. Like my kids, they see me all the time. They're in the grocery store with me, and they're like looking at packages, and they ask me all the time, they're like, how much protein is in here, or is this too much sugar? They'll ask me, is this too much sugar? And I just teach my boys, I tell them, you guys are kids, I want you to enjoy life, but like, they don't drink pop. Once in a while, my 10-year-old, because my cousin's son, he drinks pop all the time, so he was like, Mom, can I have a little bit of Sierra Mist? Like, he's never had a Coca-Cola, nothing, like a Sierra Mist. I'm like, so he knows it's like a treat. Like, you have to earn that. That is not something that I will give you and oftentimes he takes a couple sips and he's done, because it's too much for him. And my little one, who's 7, like, absolutely don't even think about touching it. Like, I am that crazy mom, but I want them to be healthy, but then I also want them to be kids. And I teach them, like, I just teach them what I know, and I just hope that they make wise choices. And they're in sports and they're active, and so they get it. But yeah, I see a lot of people just really burnt out, and this is why I went to go like look at my business and what I was doing too, and saying, okay, I'm throwing everything I created in the garbage for the last 4 years, and I'm completely starting from scratch, which is now where I'm working with this. I know. Do you know how scary that is?
That is scary. Yeah.
You're making like multiple, like mid to high 5-figure months, to just put on the brakes and say, something doesn't feel right. That was me. That's what I did. And, and then 2020 happened, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's just try that.
This whole thing, this freebie that you're going to create, the reset, recharge, reinvent.
Yes.
This is what you're doing. Like, you're reinventing your whole entire business model.
Yes, I am, actually. You're right. Yeah. It's not just about health. It's about wealth.
Yeah.
Everything is new. Well, it has been, I think, a year where we were like in our cocoon, like trying to figure out what is working. What do I really want this to look like? And even now, as the world is starting to open up even more, it's like, is that even necessary for all of the things that we were doing? Do I really want to go back to all of that? Or can I create exactly what I want and the lifestyle that I want? Because so many people are. So like, as we go forward, like we've spent half this time, right, talking. And Julie, seriously, I need a 12-day shred. Like I've got to kickstart and turn it around
and do this.
On the front burner, so I can get myself back. Cause I have, in all truth, I've just gotten lazy about it. I'm like, it just doesn't even matter. Like, it is what it is. And it just doesn't even matter. And what a terrible like place to be when it comes to my health, because this is my only body. And so I'm just kind of like put my head in the sand about it. It's not as bad as it's not that bad. Like, nobody sees me anyways.
It's not that bad that I have to wear a rubber
ring, because my wedding ring is too tight on my fat little fingers, right?
Yeah, but you see you.
Yeah.
And that's the most detrimental part of it, is because you go, no one will see me, but the most important person is you seeing you.
Yeah.
And you start thinking those thoughts of, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm unhealthy and I'm this and I'm that and I'm gaining weight. And then it becomes all negative.
Mhm.
So you got to stop
Good.
that, because
I've
that's
got to
what
stop
started
that.
happening with me.
Okay. Stopping that today. I'm
Great.
shredding.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and me, baby.
Slap it out.
I'm going to
And
shred. Okay.
everybody, it's your
Okay.
mindset too, right? Because then it
Yes.
becomes this negative loop on for you and you can't
Totally.
get out of it. So I think the biggest thing is taking control of that. Like, I think mindset is the sexiest thing, even though there's nothing sexy about it, you know, but it gives you that sex appeal.
Right. And I've
That sense
compensated.
of,
I just poured myself into work, into business, right? And I'm like, yeah. And so I'll just put my attention and all my love over here and like, no, love me first. Love me
Right.
first. Okay, so like we've spent like a half an hour covering like all of us, like we're getting ready. So we're drawing our line in the sand, 12-day shred for whatever that is, whether that's in business, in finances, in personal health, mindset. Well, it's like we all have our Achilles heel. Like we all have the thing that we have put on the back burner and said, you know, whatever, we've allowed it to just be like, let's put that in front. Let's take 12 days, whether anything, right? Anything that it is, like your
Just
thing.
like
You
Julie
can
said,
do.
you can do
Well,
anything for
anyone could do anything for 12
12
days.
days.
That was my mindset. I said, anyone could do anything for 12 days. That's what I was saying in my head. And then I put it out to the world and I said, I am starting a 12-day shred. I will be posting my pictures on this journey. I need accountability. And literally, I mean, I was exhausted. There was a point around day, I think 6, where I was just like halfway through, like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. Like, I have to muster up more energy to go do another 60-minute cardio session at 4 or 5 o'clock. Right. But then I just switched it and I'm like, I got this. I can do this. Anyone
I have to post a picture. These people are counting on me. They're gonna.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I did it. Accountability.
The accountability, when you put it out there publicly, right? And okay, now, I mean, that's kind of one of those, you know, benefits of social media is it's a love-hate relationship, right? Social media, but here's the benefit,
Is
right?
it ever?
Commit. And so look
I
at
want
her,
to get off social as much as possible.
right? She's got her big giant
Oh my God, I
chug
love
jug.
that.
Okay, so
I gotta talk about that. Yeah, chug jug. Everyone, go get a chug jug.
give us a little background about you and what you do, and let's talk about what your 12-day shred would be.
oh my gosh, right now it's my 12-day shred is going to be my mindset and my body getting it all aligned. And I loved what Julie was saying. It's not about the hustle. I think we have been tricked in that sense. It's about the alignment. And when you're in alignment with everything that you're doing, oh, it's like it flows, right?
Yeah.
My background, my husband always makes fun of me. I shared this yesterday too. Like, I'm a Renaissance woman of sorts. I have a colorful background, as Kimberly likes to say. I started in molecular genetics. I became a stay-at-home mom. Then I started, my first entrepreneurial official journey was wedding planning and hair, makeup, and henna, because I did the Indian community predominantly.
Mhm.
But just as that business was taking off, we moved overseas because we're a corporate family. And we were overseas for about 6-7 years. And through all that time, the one constant was always the internet. We always had Wi-Fi. So when we moved back to the US here to Long Island, I was like, I'm gonna be somehow connected online for my work. I, at that time, had no clue what that was gonna look like. And I never envisioned what I'm doing today. I joined network marketing, and then I was introduced to Kimberly Olson. Then I became her student, and now I've become her coach in all her programs. And it's amazing what social media has brought to us. We all have that love-hate relationship, but look at us. We're all connected here, and we're
Right.
able to share our story, and whoever is listening is like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm inspired to do that. And for me, mindset that's my like love language, because if you can get your mind right, man, everything else flows behind it. Like just listening to Julie's story, like, okay, I decided. And that, I think that is so paramount in so many people, because it's not like the sexy stuff, you know, you have to come to grips with what's in your head and take control and acknowledge that, okay, it's my choice. But once you can get that, like that it factor, that confidence it gives you, oh my God, once you can get your own stuff aligned and then you show up for the world, you show up so differently, and you show up differently for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
It's
you
Completely.
feel differently. You feel
Yes.
confident and you feel determined instead of being in that place where you're like, oh, I got to do this today. And oh, I got to do this today.
yeah,
Ready
you're
to
like in
go
the
out there
driver's seat. You
and go
realize that this is
feel.
your one life.
Yep. Oh, it's so good. Mindset really is everything. I will tell you, there was a while I was like waking up in the morning and I just was, I'm like, I don't know if I'm coming or going. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I wasn't excited about much. I'll tell you, now I wake
Yeah.
up in the morning and I get my kids to school and I can't wait because I'm like, I'm going to hop on my Peloton. I'm going to do my thing because I love it. I
Yeah.
literally love it. I look forward to it every single day. I get those endorphins flowing and then I start work. I work for a couple hours and then my day is done by 2:30. I'm done. I work 4 hours a day and I
Yeah.
take Fridays off. Like I'm literally living my dream life.
You
And
literally have the 4-hour work week.
I literally have the 16-hour work week if we're like 4-hour day.
4-hour work day, I guess.
Yeah.
Peloton too, and she loves the energy that
Oh my God.
those classes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I need to jump on the Peloton train because
Well, and I resisted because of COVID. I was like, I'm not getting no Peloton. I'm going back to my cycle bar, damn it. It is opening. Right. And I protested. And then eventually I was like, I think I need to get a Peloton. And I got one for Christmas. So, but yeah, mindset, what you were saying, I mean, people say it's like 80%. I'm like, no, I think it's like 90%.
right.
Yeah.
It's way more because I mean, it stops us in our tracks. So a lot of people live in fear and they let the fear stop them. And then they don't have the confidence and then they don't know how to overcome that. And then they don't have clarity. And
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like
negative loop,
snowball.
and it's like you feel like that hamster. I joke, but visually you can see it. You're always like that hamster running around in the little cage thing.
Totally.
And
I
never
until you
get
can
nowhere.
stop it.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're never getting nowhere. You just keep on going and going and going. And you're like, I need to get off. And you can't stop. Otherwise you're going to fall.
Right?
And you keep going and going and going.
And then you feel like, okay, I'm comfortable in this space. I'm just going to stay in it because I know it. But once you step out and you get that sense of like freedom, you're like, why did I wait so long? What was I afraid of?
COVID really messed with me. Like I had this whole routine, I had this whole schedule, I had this, and then of course, then I just started sitting in front of my computer like all day, every day, and just filling my schedule with call after call with event, and then and months went by and I'm like, and I'm still just sitting here and I'm still
And I remember, Angel, you said, Jay had a conversation with me last night and I said, what happened? She's like, he told me that I'm working too much, that he never sees me. And I went, oh. And she's like, oh, Tina, I'm working like 15, 16 hours a day. And
every day.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why we changed the Angel and Tina morning show to 11 o'clock Eastern. So she has another hour in the morning. She said, okay, I'm closing the computer. Nobody else is doing anything. I'm not doing anything after 5 o'clock, sometimes 6. Everything is getting shut off. I'm taking Saturday and Sundays off. Do not text me, do not call me, do not do anything.
Yep.
And she was like, I feel like I have my life back.
Yes, that's so important. Oh my God.
Well,
and not just you, your family needs to see
it
you.
just slid, right? It was just like totally it just kind of slid. And then all of a sudden
we had so many hours. We're like, okay, we can do that. Oh yeah, we can do that too. Oh yeah, let's just do that too. Let's just do that too.
I wasn't doing anything else. Like we weren't going anywhere. We weren't doing anything else. And so it did. And I had to completely pull the reins in and pull it back. But the one thing, and I know it, and I haven't had that motivation, that sense of urgency to say, all right, Angel, go and work out. Like I was on my Peloton. I had a goal that by my 50th birthday, I wanted to hit 500 miles on my Peloton. And I did. But
however, you had, life threw you a couple of lemons in there. She moved, she packed her house, she sold her house, she bought a house. But when things like that happen, you kind of get off your
routine. But I'm in the house now.
And I need to
continue routines. I've got my own swimming pool. I've got my Peloton. Like I'm all good. Time to get Angel sexy back.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it. You better post that on social.
On your balcony.
She
I know.
what?
I only post pictures of like the sunset and no pictures of me. Very little pictures of me these days. Like,
It's from here up.
like
Oh, I can help you with that though. I do tapping, and if you want, we can do a tapping on that. That'll help get your mind really going in the right, like I'm gonna do this and it's gonna happen.
Well, watching Julie, like I've seen you like, just it'll show up on my scroll every now and again. I'm like, oh look, there she
And
is.
do you stop your scroll? Like every time I see this picture, I say, damn.
But I think what this is,
I just say it like it is. Like I call it out. I say it like it is. And
right. Well, we do.
I
Like
wear
we
my
tell
heart on
people-
my sleeve. Like,
You
you
can
know, and I think
publish-
that's how my brand grew so fast, guys. Like what you guys are saying right there. And it's so funny because talking about the mindset thing, for a long time, I would be at I would go on stage and I'd speak, and I'd come off stage and I would have like a line of people waiting to meet me and take pictures and say how amazing it was, right? Like as most people, when we go and speak on stage, we're inspiring. But I had such a difficult time taking that in. And because I never saw anything special in me. And I could talk about that now because I've done a lot of work on myself in just a very short amount of time. Like literally, I started working with, and this probably helped. I started working with a spiritual healer in November of last year, 2020. She's like one of my greatest friends. Like that's how quickly we connected. But she helped me overcome like a lot of stuff. And I'm a manifesting generator. Like I know a lot more about me now. And like my light and just, and then I had my Akashic records read. It was a lot more about like self-discovery. And I think that also helped with me taking my health back and under control. Like it was kind of all happening together. And so now I'm like, damn it, like I am a powerhouse. Like anybody else would have quit if they went through the shit that I've gone through, and nobody would, not a lot of people would stop when they were making the income I was making in my brand just to say, I'm out of alignment. Like, no, I have to figure this out. So I haven't thrown in the towel, and I do inspire and I do impact, as we all do. And it's now owning that shit. It's like now owning my voice and knowing that I do have that gift. It is a light. And when I show up, like I show up, and it's the vibe, it's the energy. Everything's energetics, everything. Like people are like, how do you make so many sales? And how can you sell someone into like this high ticket? And that's hard to teach, like your own charisma, I guess you could say, but I could teach them the energetics around it, the energy around it. Like it's not a certain script. I don't use scripts. That's not how I talk to people. And so
because it's flowing out of you, Julie.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
when you are in alignment, it is flowing, right? When we tell people you can publish a book in this period of time, like you can turn your business around in this period of time. If they've never done it before, they're not gonna they're gonna have some hangups. But because you live this, you walk it, you've done it, you've seen it, like you can be in that energy, in that flow. And that's what exudes out of you. It's not so much say this exact word, this phrase, and then ask them this. It's not like one of those call center. Okay,
Right.
they said this, respond to that. Like it's the energy that you bring.
That's why in network marketing, I won't give my team scripts. Like I don't like scripts, but here's how to have a conversation. But you have to have it in your voice. And oftentimes I tell people, just humanize the conversation. How do you want to be spoken to?
So many people forget the social part of social media, and they're the how like this going back and forth and having like a genuine conversation. But side note, I'm also MG. Do you know your line?
Yeah.
So crazy.
No,
I'm a 5'2".
No, I'll have to check. I have like my whole thing. Like,
oh, I love it. I've been
report.
incorporating it into like coaching and stuff. It is phenomenal. But that's like that embodiment and the alignment and taking it in and then just flowing with it. It's so good.
I have a lot of masculine energy too. Like which is probably why I'm more of a strategist than a coach. Like I'm an empath. Don't get me wrong. but I'm like the girl that likes to get shit done. And I'm just like, bring me like your business ideas and let's just like
Let's go.
all of this now. And we're going to get your ass in a profit, like period. So
Yeah.
I am very masculine driven, and I'm working on finding the balance to bring in the feminine with the masculine. Cause I'm just like, I'll be like, someone will say something. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, no, like drop the damn excuse. Get your ass on the Peloton and go. Like, stop. It's very masculine, but you know, anyway, so I'm working on bringing in more feminine energy into my work, but I'm a marketer.
It's the opposite. I have more feminine energy than I do masculine energy. I'm more of a, like, I want to build relationships and be friends. And
well, maybe this is why we get along so well, Tina. Like, we balance each other out. That's our relationship, you and I love it.
Yin and the yang. Okay, so Chaitali, tell everybody how they can connect with you, programs you've got coming up, things they can do to get involved with what you're doing.
Oh gosh. So definitely on all social media, or you can just drop a link below and I'll connect with you and send you an invite. I'm right now in the process of building out coaching with Kimberly in the program. And then on the side, I am teaching confidence in my groups, how you can just show up and love all of you. Because I think once you can start loving yourself, like we're saying today, and we're living proof, that just overflows and comes out in all aspects of your life. And so I want to just help as many people as I can to make that impact for them to understand what it sounds like we've all started to understand.
Mm-hmm.
We are somebody, and we are here to help others. Like, we can share our story, and it's okay. It's for somebody else to know that, oh, okay, they did it. I can also come and do it.
Totally.
And
I like that, because here on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, we have so many people come on and share their stories, and you guys have all know my story. And I said this a couple days ago when I was in San Antonio. I told my story, and so many people, and I used to not want to tell my story, so I was ashamed of the things that I went through. And like, Tina, you're the gratitude specialist, and you went through that? I'm like, well, yeah. Even coaches, Julie, with Chaitali, we all go through those things, and we just don't tell people that. Like with Julie last year, nobody would ever know that she was, depressed and everything. I think some of her close people, something's going on with her. Something's going on with her. But even we all go through those things, and it's to share those stories and to let them know that we all go through those same struggles, those same feelings. Yeah. It's what we do with them that is what the impact is.
Right, exactly. It's how you handle that. Like, do you let the story control your life, or do you actually pick the pen up and rewrite what's going to happen? And that's what I'm doing this year. Like that's what I started doing December 1st. Like, I was like, enough. Like, I'm done with 2020. I'm done feeling this way. I'm done with the story. I'm done. Like, just rewrite it. And that's what I've been doing.
Right? Like, you get to, and you look at different things that have happened in your life. Like, you have choice. Like, it is your choice to be as fit, as healthy, as in your business. We have choice. And at any time that we're not, it's because of the decisions, right? That we're allowing these other things to control and take over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If someone
I'm totally rewriting my whole schedule now. I'm reworking my whole thing.
You need more fun in your life. Like,
yes,
you need more.
Gotta live it.
I do. It is time, and I have been like the house. This has been a 6-month process and a 6-month.
A little bit over 6 months, though. I think.
Yeah, but now I'm here.
Yeah.
It's all good. New slate, right?
Right. I think that's a beautiful statement, to accept that, okay, things happened, but what are you doing now?
Yeah.
You only have control of today, and then take it from there, right?
And I'm a calendar girl. I'm a list maker. Like, I'm just like, whenever I put my mind to I know what I'm capable of. I've just allowed the lazy to sneak in, and I'm like, I'm gonna channel my Julie. What would Julie do?
There you go. Stop saying lazy.
WD. What would Julie do?
Julie says, Angel, stop being lazy. Stop being lazy. Right?
Stop being lazy. Don't even say that. Don't even say the
I
word.
can't wait. I can't wait. I want to, yeah, it's time. It's just time. I've been putting it off. It's like one of those, and that's the biggest lie I think the enemy gives us. Like, I'll do it later. I can put it off. Like, we believe that I can do it later. Like, no, do it now.
Right.
Do it now.
I'm getting off this. I'm going to hop in my Peloton. I'm going to take a selfie. I'm going to post you guys. I'm going to say, this is for you. Now
Okay.
go get your ass on your bike.
All right, Julie, how can people get a hold of you? How can people get this reset, recharge, and
How can you get my new freebie
your new
that
freebie?
Tina just created on this show? Okay. Well, I have a group. It's Freedom Business Academy, and it's all about building multiple income streams for women entrepreneurs. Because even though I'm a top network marketing leader, I am the black sheep because I'm always talking about diversification, and I'm always teaching people you want multiple incomes. So anyways, Freedom Business Academy, or you could just find me on social. I mean, I'm on Instagram. I'm mainly on Facebook. So
But look, Julie Burke, the Freedom Designer, and you'll find it.
Yeah, my website is thefreedomdesigner.com. Yeah.
And I love your website, by the way. Love.
Oh, thank you. I have to update it all, but I have to take off the courses and whatever, but it's all good. It's part of the reset.
It's part of the reset, right?
Right.
It's part of the reset. Let's all go and bloom together.
My Roomba is so loud. I'm sorry if you guys could hear that. He's like going by the door.
Oh, I see it.
He's like teasing back, and I'm like, God, you're so loud. I can't stand it. But you know what? It vacuums the damn floor, and I don't have to do it. I outsource.
What?
It's all about delegating. I delegated to the Roomba. It's the best invention
Okay, I need to
ever.
get one of those because I have.
He's like,
one.
okay, I gotta
Let's
get
just have a separate conversation, and I'm going to save you. I'm going to share everything with you that is going to leverage your life. That's what I'm gonna create a program called the Leveraged Life.
The leveraged life. Like, leverage your
You
life.
can delegate sweeping.
Leveraging my life. I'm leveraging my life. All right, ladies, this has been super fun having you on the Angel and Tina morning show, right? The bright start to our day. I think we will continue this for the next at least 12 days, right? 12 days of
Yes. 12 days. Let's do this.
We're shredding. Shredding. I'm Angel Tussie. I am your media matchmaker. If you want to shred your media and PR, right? Like, let's do a 12-day. I'm going to come up with a 12-day something for media and PR. Like, I don't know what.
12-day media shred.
Anything for 12 days. I just think that's awesome. But you can grab a complimentary media starter guide at makeyourbigimpact.com. We want you to make your big impact in the world. So go to makeyourbigimpact.com and download your complimentary media starter kit. Right? You don't have to be great to start. You just have to start in order to be great. So super excited to have you all with us here this morning.
I'm so excited. These ladies, I think we just started the week off. I mean, we didn't start the week off. It's hump day, but started the week off right. Get your mindset. I think mindset is so important. I'm Tina Torres, a client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you need help with building your relationships online or offline, you can grab a free guide with me if you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. You can still grab my book that I don't have with me because they're in my car. BeyondGratitudeBook.com. You can grab that book for only $5 on Amazon. It's strategies to attract, connect, and convert more prospects. All the strategies that I have learned over the years on how to build more relationships, keep those relationships for years, and get those referrals. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.